What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Opendoor. I want to go over some of the current data points and break it down on the massive news that just came out associated to the company. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Opendoor did go down 4.09% throughout the day, largely just piggybacking off the broader market. You did see a lot of volume though, so 338 million shares being traded, 310 is the average. But what came out after hours, that is what has everyone talking. So it is up 35.15% currently, did have a high of roughly around $8.58, and that highly anticipated CEO news finally came out. So Opendoor names 𝗪𝗧 as CEO, and 𝗪𝗧 does come from Shopify, where he was the COO, he or she. But aside from that though, it also does signal that 𝗖𝗪𝗧𝗛 Ventures and Woo, so ultimately founders were boys and Woo rejoined the board. So Woo and 𝗖𝗪𝗧𝗛 Ventures invest 40 million in PIPE financing. There was no SEC filings just yet breaking it down on what that PIPE financing does truly mean, but this is honestly amazing stuff. So at the end of the day, now we should be seeing a lot of big changes over the next roughly week or 2 weeks, because it's not instantaneous. Of course, you get a new CEO coming in, they get a feel for it, and they make their necessary changes, which I do believe, based on 𝗪𝗧's history, there's going to be some pretty big changes, at least in the short term. And this is what a lot of investors really did want, including myself. For those of you that have been watching my channel, I've been really saying, hey, you know what? You need a CEO. You need someone that is guiding the ship. And lo and behold, it came out. So this is amazing stuff. But what makes things so much more bittersweet is the fact that shorts are about to get massacred. Because even today, one large reason why Opendoor went down is because shorts increased net 917 million shares. So again, as I've explained in the past, that is net, right? Throughout the trading day, they're trading like 14 million back, forth. They do make up for a good chunk of the volume, between 40 to almost 55% every single day. So net increasing 9.17 million. So they are about to get royally screwed, and they're not really returning anything during the after hours. So all of this hype that is causing it to go significantly higher is going to put them in a very interesting bind. And these are all the transactions occurring on the dark pool above $100,000. So it is fair to assume that also hedge funds are buying in, because hedge funds and shorts that are kind of the primary culprits doing a lot of transactions on the dark pool. So yeah, you're gonna see a little bit of a pinch tomorrow. So yeah, good stuff. But ultimately 24.78% of the free float's being shorted. So it's kind of interesting. Of all the days that they could have doubled and tripled down as they did, it's when news comes out, right? So for those of you that have been watching my videos on Opendoor, shorts have been like increasing 1 million here, kind of returning, blah, blah, blah. This is the first day that they've been very, very active. And again, it's kind of ironic that it turns out like this. And one thing though that I did find rather interesting is normally whenever one of these big announcements, like they come out, you see some abnormal options activity. Like someone always knows something, but based on this, honestly, it doesn't look as though. So this honestly was one of the most honest actual news PRs that did come out that nobody really knew anything in advance over. 42 million in calls, 8.56 in puts, 55% of all the options being done today were bearish in nature. So a lot of those individuals that were doing bearish options, and I saw a lot of people on social media saying, hey, I shorted like $50,000 worth, I'm going to be rich, Opendoor is just a scam. Well, they're about to be humbled quite significantly. From a bull standpoint, keep in mind that this was all before the market did close. From a bull standpoint, there's a consensus for it to be roughly around that 7 to 750. And again, whoever did call options on Opendoor, you're going to be in for a pleasant surprise tomorrow. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 550. One thing to take note of though is that most likely you will be seeing a new unlocking of chains. The fact that we're going to be most likely around that $8 to $9 range, most likely. that is fair to assume that we'll probably have $15 and higher for a new set of chains. Right now though, with it at $8, it is currently between this R3 and this R2. So 8.18, just kind of watch for that during the after hours activity, as well as going into tomorrow as a good kind of target and then turning into a support level. 6.58 is going to be that support aside from that 8.18. And I don't really see that being touched whatsoever. Tomorrow we do have CPI, so that should cause some volatility, but given the news that did come out, the hype, this is what people have been waiting a very long time for. So I don't really anticipate any substantial push lower. And because of today, you are most likely going to see a full-on breakout. And interestingly enough, you do have a lot of walls of selling that, because of the after hours activity, it blew past all of that. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Most likely what will be coming also tomorrow is new analyst ratings. So as it stands, like the kind of the upgrade and downgrades, like these are just crap. And so the last one that did come out was August the 20th, and that was going from $2.50 to $4, which is relatively good, but in comparison to where we are, it's just bad, because as it stands, the highest rating is $4, the low is 70 cents. So a lot of these also analysts are getting quite humbled. So let me know your general thoughts on Opendoor. Are you planning on buying? Are you going to be selling? What are you doing with Opendoor? And then one final thing, if you are interested in having a lot of good buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, pop over to my Patreon in the description below. I put out numerous day trades every single day, and also several swing trades, so a lot for you to kind of digest. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.